We don't exactly know who will be the next head coach of the New York Jets, but one name has been eliminated from the list, and he's a dear friend of Aaron Rodgers. Let's talk about it.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
What's going on, everybody? Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. And welcome back from the bye week, Jet fans, and happy holidays. We'll have a show, as we do every day, at 7:30 in the morning. So I hope you guys can continue to check that out. Like the video and hit subscribe as you're heading in. Also, a friendly reminder, let's get our emoji countdown rolling again. Our number one Austrian Jets fan is 66 members away from getting his emoji unlocked. Again, you guys can join the Boy Green Coffee Club. That is the pinned comment on YouTube. Again, we don't know who the next head coach will be for the Jets, but we know who it won't be. That's because Mike McCarthy has been eliminated from the head coaching search. We have a full article in the YouTube description down below. Speaking of, our number one Austrian Jet fan gets this party started with the membership himself. Boom shaka laka. That member is Alfredo Salas. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. And thanks for the support. Thanks for helping us keep the lights on. That's important this time of year, especially around the holidays. So thanks for joining the party, and shout out to our number one Austrian Jet fan for gifting that membership, baby. If you're on YouTube and you see the little money sign there, click that. Final option, gift channel memberships, and you guys can gift as much as you like. 1, 3, 5, 10, 50, 25, 50 spot. If you see fit, feel free to do so. But yes, Mike McCarthy has been eliminated from the search. Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic revealed that the Jets are not expected to pursue current Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy, quote, if or when he's fired. Now, that won't be necessary because just like Joe Douglas, his contract runs out at the end of this season, so he won't have to be fired or anything of that nature. But it sounds like the Jets will not be exploring those waters. Now, if you remember in 2019, during that coaching search, Mike McCarthy was in the building. They interviewed Mike McCarthy, interestingly enough. Obviously, they went in a different direction. Adam Gase, which didn't exactly work out great. Now, I'll tell you this about Mike McCarthy. I'm cool with them not going in that direction. God bless America. But I will tell you, Mike McCarthy, outside of this disastrous season the Cowboys are having this year, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. Those are the last 3 years of the Dallas Cowboys outside of this season. And the best single season in Jets franchise history was, well, that was 12-4, pre-17 game era, the old 16 game schedule. 12-4, baby. That was our best season ever. And Mike McCarthy did it 3 years in a row. So, not too shabby. Mike McCarthy, of course, Super Bowl champion with Aaron Rodgers. He won a bunch of games with Aaron Rodgers. As a head coach, he has 171 wins to just 109 losses. So that is a 610 winning percentage. That's historic. That's terrific. But the problem is that Mike McCarthy and then the Aaron Rodgers thing, and then we're doing this whole Friends of Aaron Rodgers adventure again. And, I think I could speak for all of us that, we're fine being done with that one. By the way, Aaron Rodgers has a very complicated relationship with Mike McCarthy. Excuse me, a very complicated relationship. Underneath this little, where it says Boy Green, Jets Digital Reporter, is the book for Aaron Rodgers done by Ian O'Connor. And they talk about the relationship between Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers, which is complicated because Mike McCarthy was on the 49ers staff that took Alex Smith number one overall, not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers always had that in the back of his mind that Mike McCarthy passed on him. It all worked out anyway because Mike McCarthy got the Packers job, which Aaron ended up going to anyway. So bing, boom, bam, it all ended up working out. But it is kind of interesting when you evaluate it from that standpoint. So they have a complicated relationship where Aaron Rodgers has loved him, he's hated him, but more recently, love. He was just asked about him on the Pat McAfee show within the last couple of weeks. Here was his quote, I love Mike. I love Mike. 13 incredible years together. So I ain't got much to say besides that, man. Mike's my boy. I love Mike. And sometimes some people say things, shit. I've said a lot of things I won't say back. I'd like to sit back, but hold on to that one. If anybody can handle it down there, it's Big Mike. Big Mike is built for this. He's built for adversity. Aaron Rodgers on Mike McCarthy on the Pat McAfee show. Together, they won 125 games together from 2006 to 2018. I mean, just absolutely terrific. And like I said, the Jets did kick the tires on that back in 2019. But let's answer a couple of your questions because they're relevant to a lot of this Aaron Rodgers, Mike McCarthy business. My father pointing up the foam finger for a number one Austrian Jet fan. Love that guy. Love all his support to the show. Excuse me. Jared B. Aaron Rodgers won't get a scan and insists on playing. Yeah, in case you missed it yesterday, Ian Rappaport shared this one that, let me get the specific verbiage from old Ian here. But long story short, Aaron Rodgers has been refusing medical scans, apparently, which led to some awkwardness on social media because we got into some weird things here. Here it is. It's trying to grab it real quick from Rappaport. Should have had that ready. Oh yeah, how banged up is Aaron Rodgers for me and Rappaport? It's hard to say. So says resisted getting scans done. Here it is. Here's the quote from his story. As for Rodgers, he's been banged up this season, fighting hamstring, knee, and ankle injuries while being off and on the injury report. How injured is he? It's unclear. One source explained that Rodgers has resisted getting scans done, not wanting to reveal the severity of his injuries out of fear of having to come off the field. He has insisted that he keeps playing. The hamstring injury he suffered against the Broncos on September 29th was believed to be a particularly significant one, but Rodgers assured everyone it was fine. Asked about it, a source said he would simply say, quote, I'm playing. Which, of course, will harken us back to 2008. Brett Favre tore his biceps. The Jets started 8-3. He didn't tell anybody, and he tried to play through it. The Jets finished off that season 1-4 down the final 5 games. They missed the playoffs entirely. But at 8-3, people were talking Super Bowl for the Jets. People were talking number 1 seed path, and it all collapsed. So it's a vicious cycle where we come back and Aaron Rodgers is doing the same thing. The only thing, of course, that's different is, well, the Jets are 3-8. They were 8-3 with old Brett Favre. So won't get a scan, insists on playing. First off, Aaron Rodgers, let me just say this. Aaron Rodgers is screwed either way. If he plays through it as he's doing, tough, son of a gun. Oh, how reckless, how careless. Think about your team, man. A healthy Tyrod Taylor could have changed some of these games that apparently Aaron Rodgers has been banged up through. If he tells everyone about the injury, they're like, wussy. I can't believe you're a big wuss. You're quitting on the team. You're giving up. So really, Aaron Rodgers loses either way how this is portrayed. But, it's the Jets' job. So we talk about all the time in football. There's a difference between being injured and being hurt. You're supposed to play through being hurt. You know what? You be tough for your team. I've got the sniffles. You power through. There's a difference between being injured and being hurt. You power through hurt. When you're injured, the football team that's above you, Aaron Rodgers is not, despite what may be publicly perceived, he is not the head coach, general manager, medical doctor, all these things. Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. And while he could be the tough SOB that he wants to be, there's an entire team around the Jets that have to put him through scan. They got to go through the proper protocol here. And obviously that hasn't been happening. And now it's too late. I mean, we're 3-8 heading into this week, and now he's the healthiest he's been. I know there's been some reports floated by Diana Rossini that he could mysteriously pop up on IR and just kind of be washed away from this season. But heading into the bye, Aaron said this is the healthiest he's been. And now you're coming off the bye, is going to be fresh. So I don't imagine this mysterious IR thing happening at this point, but we'll see, I suppose. But there's going to be some serious questions about this, obviously, to Jeff Ulbrich, who's set to speak today, coming off the bye. Let's go to Joe Mike here. Boy Green, if Rodgers been playing hurt and it turns out he was severely hurt and impacted his play, wouldn't you say that a 17 touchdown to 7 interception ratio is pretty amazing? To be honest, I've never questioned the raw numbers, Joe Mike. 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions right now sounds great. That's more than a 2-to-1 interception ratio. That's terrific. I haven't questioned that from the get-go. The box score numbers are sexy, but if we're being honest, Aaron Rodgers had to pass more than he's ever had to pass in terms of where he's at with the Jets. They've been behind, so he's had to pass a lot. So the numbers have been souped up. He's had a lot of unfortunate performances. I bring up the first half of the Texans game where he had 30 yards passing. I bring up the Colts game where he had basically 30, 40 yards passing up until the final 2-minute drive of the first half, and boom, he exploded and got some things happening. So sure, that's amazing. And maybe that's what Rodgers gets, is that no matter what happens here with the season, they look at his numbers, go, oh, wow, he was playing through blee, blah, blue. And again, you can't win in this situation. If the Jets were winning, we would never hear about this because he's powering through it. He's a tough as nails guy. But because they're losing and he's playing through it, it just is perceived differently. So, no, his numbers are fine. That's not the problem with Aaron. It's the actual quarterbacking from a week-to-week basis. Our number one Austrian Jet fan says one of the best active coaches above 600. That's a terrific winning percentage. And my father with a pot shot, his career winning percentage better than any head coach in Jets history. Thank you very much, Cowboys guy. Appreciate you. Jared B. Aaron Rodgers screwed the whole team, including themselves, by not sitting after Denver. Well, don't just blame Rodgers. He's not the doctor. The Jets have to do their due diligence of getting him evaluated. If they did not, that's on the Jets. Johnny Boy says, say no to McCarthy, and apparently they already are. He is not going to be considered on the list, apparently, according to Zach Rosenblatt. So Mike McCarthy off the list. We don't know who is on the list, but we know who's not on the list. That is Mike McCarthy. My father chimes in, I think he should be considered by new GM. No to bringing back Rodgers. If you bring back Mike McCarthy, Rodgers is coming back. That's my take. If Mike McCarthy's coming in, there's no way Mike McCarthy comes in and then dumps Rodgers. That'd be headline news, Bob. That'd be headline news if that happened. If Mike McCarthy comes here, I think he's keeping Rodgers. But you never know. Let's keep going here. That's true. As my father says, this Thursday, Hop on Pop returns for Turkey Day. Get your Boy Green merch. All that's down in the link down below. Go to the official Boy Green merch store. We're always cooking up new merch. Feel free to check it out. There will be no Boy Green Meets Woody on Turkey Day, so I'll do the 7:30 show, but no afternoon show. We can all enjoy our football and time with our families. So no Boy Green Meets Woody on Thursday, but we will be on for a Tuesday edition tomorrow for Boy Green Meets Woody. And just randomly, because I'm giving you the details of my entire life, I'm only on the radio show Monday, Tuesday this week. The radio station will be closed for the rest of it. So we'll be on today and tomorrow morning, and then all the Boy Green dailies will be here like normal for 7:30. Headed to work. Peace out, Pops. Appreciate you checking in. Let's check here. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so let's go back to this on Mike McCarthy. Actually, before we get to Mike McCarthy, I want to go to more. We have a article in the YouTube description down below, so you guys can check out the rest. But Jonathan Jones, CBS NFL insider, came out and gave us some updates on the Jets coaching search. Let's get into a little bit of this. I'll answer some more of your questions, so fire some more off in there, and I will get to that in just a second. But here's some updates on the Jets coaching and general manager search. Like I said, we also have an article in the YouTube description down below that's got more of these details. But Jonathan Jones shared some insights. Quote, sources tell CBS Sports the Jets hope to interview candidates for at least the general manager position before the end of the regular season, looking to take advantage of the head start the team has in its search in the wake of firing Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas, end quote. Quick aside on that. The Jets can interview a handful of candidates right now before the season's over, but that list can only consist of guys that are not currently employed by an NFL team. For instance, Rex Ryan could be interviewed. John Gruden could be interviewed. Louis Riddick of ESPN could be interviewed. Basically, anyone who's outside of the NFL, you're allowed to interview. When the regular season is over, the Jets can interview people on other teams, coaches, GMs, and all the works. All the works. So they can do that once the regular season is over and schedule those appropriately. They cannot do those interviews during the season, which obviously there's still 6 more games for the New York Jets coming up. It will be a quote-unquote robust search for the Jets, according to Jones, and it's not clear yet whether the team plans on going GM then coach, but your gut should probably tell you that it will be GM first, then coach, and the perhaps, which we'll get into here in just a second, some sort of an executive position may be possible. But the two coaching / GM searches will run parallel to one another, according to Jones. Great news. Blessed be he. Blessed be he. The Jets will not be hiring a quote-unquote traditional search firm as they've done in the past with Charles Casserly and Ron Wolf. They will not be doing that. God bless America. Thank you, Jesus. That was terrible last time. Instead, the team plans on hiring an advisor or series of advisors with, quote, sports executive backgrounds to assist in the search. And if you're trying to find where that kind of connects the tissue, go to the Washington Commanders. Last year, they hired 2 individuals, Bob Myers, who actually a longtime NBA guy with the Golden State Warriors, and former Minnesota Vikings general manager Rick Spielman. Those 2 were a key part of the hiring process, both for a GM and coach. They kind of worked in tandem. So just bring smart people in the room, basically, was the modus operandi. It seems like the Jets will be in that same pool swimming. Speaking of another really good nugget here, this is from Rich Cimini on the Flight Deck podcast. And on this one, here is from Rich. Some good news. So Kerry Rhodes brought this idea up, and shout out a fellow 25. I'm Boy Green 25. That's Kerry 25 Rhodes, as he is on Twitter. And here's an exciting thing for Jet fans. This is ESPN's Rich Cimini. I do know that some former players, Jets players, have gotten word to Woody Johnson that they would be interested in forming some sort of an advisory committee to help the Jets through the hiring process of the GM and coach. I think that's something to watch. Shout out to Kerry Rhodes, who tweeted this out on November 19th. Here is his quote. Quote, I know what the Jets need. The Jets need a serious competition, intellect, former players committee to convene at the end of the season to get out of this funk they've been in for years. To be this bad for this long in a big market like New York is just shocking, to say the least. So long story short, that word has apparently gotten to Woody, that a bunch of the legendary former players in recent Jets history that has a passion for the franchise are going to kind of rally around Woody Johnson to assist in the coaching search. Basically, long story short, to make sure that they get the hire right. So there's no guarantee, of course, that'll be happening, but I do love that flavor of it. So super cool. So shout out to Kerry Rhodes, and apparently, as Rich Cimini reported, that got upstairs. So that is hit. So that's great. So some nuggets on the coaching search, some nuggets on a part of the executive committee that could include a pile of players as well. SXHBK. Namath? Perhaps. Kerry Rhodes, I think, is the only one I know that is on that. I'd have to probably go through Kerry's comment section on the on Twitter to see who else is involved, but I know Kerry was a big advocate for making sure that this kind of advisory board, this committee, sort of existed. So, Jared B. I love Kerry, but I don't think he's one of the players who should be on the committee. I don't think it's got to be like a pissing contest of like, it's got to be, Namath or whoever, but I'd like really smart people to be a part of this committee. Chad Pennington, I love a lot. He's a legend in Jets lore. He would be in. I'd be kind of curious because Namath was part of the success, so sure, why not Namath? And just other players go. Curtis Martin, of course, should be considered. We've talked about that before, but whoever we should really go through a group of Jets that are really smart individuals, and let's pull our minds together. I think that can only help. Johnny Boy. Question for Boy Green and Pop Eston. Fried turkey or traditional turkey? Well, then now let me just say this. For this specific Thanksgiving to be in a couple of days, this is my first time not traveling for Thanksgiving. I don't know if I've ever had Thanksgiving like by myself with my family. And that's what's happening this week, because my fiance just had a baby, and so we won't be traveling. So as far as I know, I don't even know if we're doing turkey. We might be doing some weird Thanksgiving with weird kind of food that normally isn't traditional to Thanksgiving. That could change over the coming days. So I don't think my dad ever deep fried it, though. I think he was a traditional turkey guy, you know, doing I don't know, I've never cooked a turkey, but doing what you do with the turkey, that's shoving it into the oven. I don't think he ever deep fried it, but that sounds really intriguing. That's for sure. But yeah, for me, I'm gonna have like this might be blasphemous, but like I'm kind of like some deli meats. I'm a big roast beef guy. If we have roast beef somehow involved in Thanksgiving, that wouldn't be bad. We do the cheese and crackers. The family gets to watch the Macy's Day Parade, do that sort of thing. Of course, football all day, which is amazing. So we'll be doing that. But we'll see kind of things we kind of throw together. We're going to kind of cobble something together here because, like I said, I don't normally have Thanksgiving by myself and my family. Normally traveling, but with the recent birth of my child, it doesn't sound like an 8-hour road trip is in the cards for a brand new child. Let's go to Paul Molina on our Facebook page. We should draft Cam Ward. What's your input on that, Paul? Well, fellow Paul, great name, by the way. Your parents have great taste. I will have a better take on that this week. Why? Well, Cam Ward and the Miami Hurricanes come up here to Syracuse. Maybe College Game Day will be coming up with them. I'll be able to see Cam Ward in person. I'll be able to give you my honest assessment of it. Now, I just read a draft article from ESPN. It just dropped this morning at like 6 a.m., so I got to read it before coming on the show. And basically, their pool of draft analysts, which is Mel Kiper, Matt Miller, Jordan Reed, Field Yates, got a huge draft panel. They were asked the most pressing questions heading into the draft. And of course, a lot of them are revolving around the Jets. And they talked about quarterbacks. And I believe it was Jordan Reed who said he only has 2 quarterbacks with a first round grade that he believes are going to go like in the top 5, top 10. That is Cam Ward out of Miami, who you're just mentioning, and Shadur Sanders out of Colorado. And I'll pull back up the article and I'll read you what they said about it. So let me get that right quick here. All right, and then I could just tell you what they said instead of trying to play the telephone game of not getting it together here. So this just dropped this morning on the quarterback. Okay, here it is. So this is Jordan Reed. Yep. So Shadur Sanders out of Colorado and Cam Ward are the only 2 passers with first-round grades. They have clearly separated themselves from the rest in what's considered to be an underwhelming class of signal callers. The 6'2", 215-pound Sanders is a polished pocket passer whose game centers around his excellent ball placement, and the 6'2", 223-pound Ward is an electric playmaker with a shortstop-like release, though he is still inconsistent in his decision-making. He believes that the next tier after those 2 are Alabama's Jalen Milroe, the Drew Aller kid from Penn State, and Georgia's Carson Beck. So there you have it. To me, Cam Ward is the most exciting for obvious reasons. He's a little unruly, but man, he's super talented. I mean, the stats speak for themselves. Cam Ward has been super exciting. So quite frankly, I'm looking forward to seeing him and getting a proper, take myself here on Cam Ward. But I mean, he's an exciting player. The measurables sound terrific, quite frankly, with everything he's done. His passing numbers so far this season, I have it in front of me. He has a 67% completion percentage, 3,700 yards, 34 touchdowns, 7 picks. So obviously, he can pass the ball all over the place. He got some rushing numbers too, 177 yards and 4 tutties. I like it. Dual threat. Sounds good to me. Throw the ball, run the ball, do a little bit of everything. Yeah, sure. Yeah, he's probably my favorite of the group. But like I said, I'll get a better sense seeing him in person this week here in Syracuse. Hep says, can't believe there's still 6 games left. We wait all year for games, man. And I'm gonna again. My son and daughter they got in all their Jets gear yesterday during the bye. My fiance did a photo shoot with them. You guys can see that on Twitter. I'll try to share some in the Discord too, because you guys can see some of those pictures of my kids and all the Jet stuff. But we're gonna dress up. We're gonna get fired up and do our Jets game day traditions and enjoy the games, and then we'll deal with the result. If it's a loss, okay, it helps out with the draft. If it's a win, we'll celebrate wins because we haven't had a lot of them this season. So I remember what week 3 felt like being there with Woody and all you guys, and it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. So I hope we can do that again. Yo Holmes, if Jets hire coach first, it would be a disaster and handcuff tremendously the GM search. Well, I don't know if I, 1,000% agree with that. Yo Holmes, would it limit their GM search? Sure, but what if that's the plan? I feel like I'm the Joker here from the Dark Knight. But what about the plan? Huh? What's the plan here? I don't have a plan. The plan would be if you do a Ben Johnson combination, you hire that bastard first, and then he has like a lot of power. You've seen that in a couple of stops. Rich Cimini kind of talked about that in the podcast of like you've seen Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, Pete Carroll, John Schneider, where the head coach has some final say with the GM. That power structure can work, has worked. So if you're bringing Ben Johnson and you promise you give him the blank check and you give him the sun and the moon, and then you pair him with John Dorsey or Ray Agnew, that I don't think that'd be a quote unquote disaster. But it's got to be the right guy. I'm not willing to just hire any random head coach first, but I like that they will be linked together. Same offseason, same timeline. That's why I said before the year, for better or for worse, because there was a lot that I liked about Douglas and Salah's people, but it's a results oriented business, man. Sorry, can't get all our feelings in the mix. But that I wanted them on the same timeline for the last 14 seasons, I guess, including this one of disaster. A lot of the problems have been when the head coach and GM are not in the same timeline. Like head coach remains and GM gets fired, and then all of a sudden, whoop, head coach is like, "You got to win now." GM's like, "I'm seeing the future." So like it gets very, very complicated. Long story short. So I always said that Salah and Douglas are tied to each other. It's either the Three Musketeers. It's either all for one or one for all. We're either all in or all out. I didn't want any of this. Like, well, Joe Douglas has made a couple of nice picks. Let him pick the head coach again. Hell no. Let's have them on the same exact timeline. Because if they did that, if they kept Joe Douglas, gave him a mini extension, then he picked the next head coach. And they're like, Joe, you better friggin' win right now. He doesn't win right now. They fire him. Now the new head coach is like, what the hell? And then he's paired with a new GM who's on a different time. And then it's just a revolving cycle of circus. So again, I'm not willing to do it just for anybody in terms of just hiring a head coach first. But the right guy? Yeah, we could talk. We could talk. SXHBK says it's going to be a long 6 weeks. It might be. It might be. Which we'd love to see. Joe the Jet G says, no quarterback in this draft class. We're in hell. No, here's how we're in hell. Joe the Jet G, member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. We appreciate that. Now, this is how we're in hell. There's no quarterback in this class, and the Jets just go, F it. 7th overall. Quarterback. That's where you're in hell. Where there's no quarterback and you force a quarterback for no gosh darn reason. That's where we're in hell, pal. That's where we're in hell. We want to avoid that if we can. Yeah, Sanchez, sure. Curtis Martin, Chad Pennington, you guys are giving suggestions. That could be. Yeah. Mangold, sure. That's a fun one. Okay. Bart Scott, okay. All right. He could be on the list, I suppose. Sure. Yeah. Vahid Walker says Chad Pennington should be president of football operations. He could be our John Lynch. He's an incredibly smart guy. He's part of the NFL Legends community, which, again, kind of connects the dots between the legends and alum of the NFL game to the current game. He does great work with that. And he's had a lot of kids in school. That's why he hasn't been more involved in the NFL from what I've heard. Wayne Corbett, sure, I guess. All right. Yeah, why not? Terrence Hill hasn't had turkey in decades. What the hell? Why? Like, one of the best parts of turkey, man, is, turkey sandwiches after. I toast the bread, turkey, salt and pepper, booyah. Maybe some spicy mustard. Oh, baby. Turkey sandwich is very, very nice. Very nice. For sure. Holy moly, lunch meat. Yeah. I get. Again, we might be going smaller on the Thanksgiving. I love roast beef, so that may not be the worst thing. But my fiance kind of had the same reaction as you, Milan. So I don't know if it's going to hit. We'll see how it works. All right. Frying the turkey keeps it juicy. Okay. Danny in real life. Shadur Sanders, NFL comp, Geno Smith. Hey, Geno's been great. Shout out to Geno, man. Shout out to Geno. Something about wet turkey. Okay. The hamburger. Good morning, everyone. First time checking in on the Boy Green Show. Good to see you. I love that nightclub concert action you had going on there, Hamburger, for the Jake Asman Show. That was a lot of fun, so good work there. Very nice. I know someone asked this. I must have missed it. So let me go over. Someone asked, I think it was Hep, about Tankathon updates from the weekend. So let me give it to you. Let's put this up on the board here. I know we had a few questions about this. I thought I found the comment, but I lost it. So my apologies. But we will get to the topic of choice. It's a 2025 NFL draft order. Let's throw that up here on the big board. Let me just zoom in here a little. Boop, boop. Oh, Jesus. Too close. All right, well, this will work. We'll just kind of move down. So 2025 NFL draft order. We have 3 2-win football teams, the Jaguars, the Giants, and the Raiders. Now, the number one tiebreaker is strength of schedule. We'll get back to that in a second, but we have 3 2-win football teams, okay? Now you go over to the 3-win teams. We have 5 3-win teams currently in football. That's the New England Patriots. That's the Carolina Panthers. That's the Tennessee Titans, the New York Jets, and the Cleveland Browns. That is your top 8 in the 2025 NFL draft order. Now, New England has not had their bye yet, so they're 3-9. So they have as many losses as the 3 2-win teams above them in Jacksonville, Giants, Vegas. Okay, Carolina, Tennessee, Jets, and Cleveland are all tied at 3-8. Okay, but the Panthers have the weakest strength of schedule, which pushes you up the board. So the Jets, long story short, let me say this, because the Tennessee Titans and Jets have the same strength of schedule, which is going to change. It changes on a week-to-week basis. That's all your opponents winning, losing. That affects that dramatically. So keep an eye out for that in terms of that participation here. But the good news is the good news is the Jets' strength of schedule 505. It's better. It's complicated how we're talking about this. Long story short, if the Jets were tied with the Giants and Raiders, they would leapfrog them in the draft order because of strength of schedule. So think about that. So if the Giants or Raiders win one more game and the Jets do nothing, the Jets will leapfrog 2 teams inside the top 7. Now, the Titans and Jaguars still play each other twice, so 2 of them are going to smack each other. So I think that's an important note to make here as we're talking about all the tankathon stuff. Now, if you were a quarterback, we just talked about Cam Ward and Shadur Sanders earlier, if you're in that ballpark, you like swimming in that pool, Jets probably got to be top 5, because let's be honest here. Let's look at this. Jaguars have Trevor Lawrence, so they're not finding a new quarterback, despite some recent chatter. The Giants are going to be looking for a quarterback. The Vegas Raiders are 100% going to be looking for a quarterback. The Patriots won't be. They got Drake May. Carolina Panthers, maybe. I don't know. Tennessee, maybe. I don't know. Will Levis has shown flashes, and Bryce Young looks better since coming off the bench. So those 2, maybe they take a quarterback. Maybe they don't. I don't know. That's sort of up in the air. But you have the Giants, Raiders, who absolutely are. So, and if the Jaguars or Patriots end up with the number 1 pick, they're probably trading it to a team that wants a quarterback. So the other thing to note is there's not a single team. Think about this. There's not a single team that has multiple first-round picks in this class. Everyone has their own first-round pick. There's been a lot of crazy trades lately where we've had teams control and drafts with 2 or 3 first-round picks. That is not the case at this moment in time with the 2025 NFL draft order. So here we are. Long story short. So, again, important notes from this. Jaguars and Titans play each other twice, so that will figure themselves out. Both of those 2 teams are technically still in front of the Jets, but one will have to win when they play. I guess technically it could be a tie, and that will complicate it even further. But likely one of those 2 teams are either going to split, and if they do, Tennessee would win a game. 4 wins would take them out of the tiebreakers. It wouldn't matter with the Jets anymore. And then the Jaguars, if they win, and they tied the Jets just had their bye week, so now everyone else is going to sort of catch up to the pool here of all these different teams. But if the Jaguars win, all of a sudden the Jets would not leapfrog them because their strength of schedule is worse, but the strength of schedule can change. So that's a lot of hoopla for who asked. But here's the long and short of it. Carolina losing hurt the Jets because the Jets initially were in front of the Panthers, but then the Panthers caught back up because of the bye week, so then the Panthers jumped in front of them. So that was that. And then the Cowboys win. That's cool. You're eliminating another 3-win team from the pool. The Jets were ahead of them anyway, but it just eliminates them, which is good. So this is for the tanking folks. Again, to me, here's how I look at it, but I don't tell fans how to fan. This is me. This is what I do. I'm a rationalization guy. What does that mean? That means no matter what happens, win, loss, this, that, or the other, I rationalize and say, well, I'm a glass half full guy. If the Jets win, okay, cool. Touchdowns, good for the players. Garrett Wilson, all these young cats, great. They want to win. You don't want everyone just to lose out. That'd be terrible. But if they lose, and you're rooting for the win, you're rooting, and then we can't control it. We're here at our house or whatever. We're like, geez, the Jets lost. Well, better draft pick. So rationalization, that is my key to fandom. Now you guys can do what you like. The hamburger, he's back. Other than Ben Johnson, GM should be hired first. That's probably true. I can't think of another head coaching option that would get that special treatment. I'm unsure of that. Our number one Austrian Jet fan is allowed to interview college head coaches now during the season. I believe they can, but they probably wouldn't because it's kind of like the Harbaugh thing last year. Like you can have some informal, let me reset. I'm sure you can have wink, wink, any interviews that you want. But I'm sure, depending on what college head coach you're talking about, other than the college football playoff, there's breaks between games. Do they want that to get out public? And then they're like, we heard that you interviewed for the Jets job. And that could cause a lot of hoopla. So there are less rules about that. The NFL doesn't have rules that I'm aware of where it restricts the college head coach access. But normally they wait for breaks anyway in the action. FL Phil 98. Hire Lions assistant Ray Agnew and see how he feels better on Glenn. Yeah, I think the clearest, because I don't think a lot of fans, and understandably so, know a lot of GM candidates. I think the simplest one is what you just said, FL Phil 98. Either Ray Agnew or John Dorsey. Hiring either of those two individuals and then them being connected to either Aaron Glenn or Ben Johnson. That seems to be the clearest. Boop, boop, copy, paste. That's the plan. You get two guys from the same organization just kind of hopping over. Like I said, Borganzi, the Chiefs guy, is interesting as the GM, but like, who the hell is his head coach? Who in Chiefs land do you want? Do you want Eric Bieniemy, who I think went back down to like college somewhere? I don't know about that. And then you do want Nagy? No, thank you. So there doesn't seem to be a clear winner from the Chiefs pool that you could pluck. Again, Steve Spagnuolo is getting old. He's in his mid-60s. I think he's incredibly comfortable as a coordinator, winning a bunch of Super Bowls, and I'm sure he would be allured by the fact of getting another chance at head coach. That seems a little old. I want someone who's going to be here for the next 10, 15 years. Hopefully you slam it out of the ballpark. And I don't know if that happens with a mid-60s Steve Spagnuolo, who's quite comfortable where he's at. So outside of Steve, then who is the guy from Chiefsland? To be honest, I don't know. That doesn't mean he doesn't exist out there somewhere in the universe, but the Lions double dip seems to make the most sense. Either Ray Agnew, John Dorsey, and then whichever your preference of Aaron Glenn or Ben Johnson would probably be it. Cindy Sturgis, what if we went out? Well, I've been trying to sing that song for weeks, but the Jets just found creative ways to lose. Like over the last 2 months, the Jets have one win. Think about that. Over a span of 2 months. There's a lot of time in months. 2 months? Jets have one friggin' win. Yikes. It's just not great, Bob. Not great. So when I try to, we could definitely win out. Can we? Will we? Can we? Sure. Yeah, okay. Will we? I feel less certain about that. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Yo, Holmes. Everyone complaining about quote-unquote Woody meddling, and then what if Woody picks the coach before GM? It would be a disaster both for the team, media, and fans. I will say this, and I really appreciate Rich Cimini talking about this. I highly recommend the Flight Deck podcast. He believes a lot of the Woody meddling stuff is overblown. Now, has Woody meddled? Of course. Naturally, Woody has meddled. Again, he's the billionaire owner. He should be allowed to meddle. But what Rich Cimini said is like, some of the meddling, we're just going too far. We're just like piling on. We're cherry picking. Those aren't exact. The overblownness is something Rich Cimini articulated. He didn't talk about the cherry picking, but sort of like, it's all Woody Johnson's fault. Joe Douglas didn't have a chance. Like, that's like, come on, man. Joe Douglas, you had 6 years, for God's sakes. If you couldn't figure it out, then sorry, pal. Figure out your biscuits, So there was some Woody meddling, obviously. There was Woody meddling. But Rich Cimini indicated there was some piling on happening earlier with the Bryce Huff stuff, the Jerry Jeudy Knicks trade, and this, that, or the other. Again, a lot of people want to sell the team. Woody, you suck. I don't know. For me, my observation of Woody's ownership outside of this season, where obviously he's gotten trigger happy with Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, he's been an incredibly patient owner, giving people time. He's been deep in the pockets, making Devontae Adams moves, making Hassan Reddick moves, Brett Favre trades, Aaron Rodgers trades. Like, he's been willing to spend. He's not a curmudgeon. He's not like a guy who's, alligator arms at dinner. We all go out to dinner. We're like, hey, who's getting the bill? He's like, oh, I can't reach. Like, he's not that guy. He hasn't been in his history. So, everyone, the sexiest thing is getting rid of the owner and doing this or that. I don't think he's that bad, to be honest. Like, some of the meddling, of course, I'd prefer not. Or what they had on the rule thing of like, we want to know your staff and all that. That seems excessive. But to be honest, I'm kind of fine with Woody. It's about getting the right hire. Adrian, ham over turkey. I'll just say this. Now, this is probably going to not go well, but I think ham is the most overrated meat. I mean, it is disgusting. I hate ham. Absolutely disgusting. I am not a fan of ham. It's just a salty piece of nothing meat. That's what it is. It should burn in hell. No one should ever eat turkey or ham again. Excuse me. Ham sucks. I like turkey. Ham sucks. Big pile of garbage. That's how I feel about ham. Not great. Yo, Holmes, Giants are in full-blown take mode. Sorry, I thought things would go better for my boy Tommy DeVito. Unfortunately, they have not. So, sorry to, prayers up to Tommy. I thought that would have gone better. It did not. So, there you go. Noah Williams says, family doing a seafood boil for the first time this year. Nervous and excited all in one. Wow, shout out to you, Noah. That's cool. I've never even considered that for a Thanksgiving. So awesome. Enjoy. Hennessy Heisman predicts Giants, Jets with number 2 and 3 picks again. Well, that'd be something. Jets, of course, were at 6 and traded up to 3, but that would be, hey, that'd be good for my radio show. With all this Jets Giants sucking, if they're high in the draft, that's good for conversation over the coming months. Joe Mike, if the Jets cut ties with Rodgers in the offseason, how about signing Mike White as backup to Tyrod Taylor? White has been serviceable when put into action. Tyrod, White, Travis could be decent as a bridge. That could be interesting. I'm curious if the Jets will attempt to draft their own guy, because like Jordan Travis obviously would have no ties to this new regime coming in, so maybe they draft their own guy. But sure, if you want a veteran backup to Tyrod, why not, I suppose. Although you would hope that Jordan Travis would make the next step from QB3 to QB2. You would hope. But it'll depend on his health, I suppose. But, yeah, everyone loves Mike White. He's a good guy. I think he's still in Buffalo, maybe? I don't know. I haven't heard from him much. Jets are a clown show. Giants are a disgrace. Yeah, it hasn't been great. Brandon Ace, Travis Hunter, number 1 pick. That's what I would assume. Man, and a two-way player. This is cool. We heard the Shohei Ohtani stuff. Now we got Travis Hunter. It's been a lot of fun to watch. And thank you for Joe Mike for this. Jacksonville plays the Jets, Tennessee twice, and Vegas. Standings can change quickly. And they will. I'm sure they will. So we'll see. We'll see. A lot can change. Jared B follows that up. Jags play us. So that's one more win for them. Probably, I would say. We'll see if Trevor Lawrence is coming back. Is that Mac Jones time? What's happening? Jets are not good normally at the tanking thing. Hennessy Heisman. The problem is we will win games now. Yeah, we have not been winning games, but maybe suddenly we will. I don't know. I did not see Jerry Jones' face when the Cowboys won. That was a crazy game. What a crazy finish. Unbelievable. Phil does not think Shadur Sanders will be good. Hey, maybe Deion and Shadur will go over to the Giants land. That'd be fun. NC says, been playing this game for so long. It's tiring and frustrating. We all know the Jets will always win a game they shouldn't and mess up their draft position. That could happen. Neil Holmes says, lots of quality candidates. We just need the right one. Ooh, Hennessy Heisman, not an Aaron Glenn fan. Let me just say this. I love this time of year. Someone else passionately says, Aaron Glenn can save us. And then we have someone else, Aaron Glenn sucks. Ben Johnson can save us. Ben Johnson sucks. He's never been a head coach before. Like, everyone has a take. And I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm not making fun of anybody. We've got 500 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. But I think it's awesome that we all have takes. Excuse me. We all have takes. I like this head coach. You love this head coach. Again, my top three the entire time has been Todd Monken, Mike Vrabel, and Ben Johnson. That's been my top three during this process. Subject to change, I guess, if new information is presented. But it's cool that we all have our own people. Yo, Holmes, who are the Jets beating down the stretch? I see maybe one winnable game in Jacksonville the rest of the season. I agree. I totally agree. I said that a few weeks back. It was two after the Colts game, I guess. I said, what's left on the schedule? Maybe Jacksonville. That's it, because it does not look good if I look at the Jets schedule. Again, people are going to say, well, the Jets always find ways. Maybe they do. So they got Seattle. Seattle's in first place in the NFC West, man. I don't know. I think they might give us a business. Miami looks awesome. At Miami, that doesn't sound good. Jacksonville, maybe. Home for the Rams. The Rams are awesome, man. At Buffalo, yikes. And then Miami, which could be their playoff game. Oof. Guys, it might be a long couple weeks. But we'll be here no matter what. We'll be here. We will be here. Frank, I love this. Win out. How about just win a game? Just one game. There was we all know about Jim Mora, senior playoffs. Playoffs, you kidding me? Playoffs? Which, by the way, his son, Jim Mora Jr., I always forget. Syracuse played UConn over the weekend. Jim Mora Jr. was in town. I was like, oh, there he is. Where'd that bastard go? So his son, Jim Mora Jr., was in town. But no, Jim Mora Sr., let's win a game. Yeah, that's a good request. I mean, let's win one game, for God's sakes. See what happens. Yeah, we'll see. Frank, there we go. I agree. Ham sucks. Yeah, see? Yeah, there you go. Lisa's steak is nasty. Good Lord, I've started a food spiral of takes happening here on a Monday of Thanksgiving week. I'm so sorry. Now, I will say this. I don't think steak is nasty. And I've had some good steaks recently, which may change my opinion. Now we're just doing crazy food takes. I prefer hamburgers to steaks. Hamburgers are much cheaper meat, so people would say I'm cheap. I'm selective. Anywho. But I've had some good steaks recently, which have been quite delicious. But I prefer burgers to steaks. They're cheaper. I get more of a thrill. We just had it was a special burger I had last night. My fiance cooked it. It had maybe burger and steak in it. I don't know. It had some strange, different mixture of some kind, but that was really good. I don't know if steak is nasty. I mean, steak can sometimes be overrated price-wise. But, I prefer burgers to steaks. But I've had some really good steaks recently. Honey baked ham. That sounds disgusting. I'm sorry, Phil. It sounds gross. Noah Williams, ham is gross. Okay. I didn't know I was going to have more people on this bandwagon. I thought I would be alone, Noah. So I appreciate people kind of jumping on board with this ham sucks and is overrated thing. Very nice. Holmes is just saying people haven't eaten the right ham. It's like the Jets coaching search. We just haven't found the right one. Perhaps that's it. Hennessy Heisman. People really thought DeVito would make a difference. Well, most people I would assume say no, because people said the Giants jumping from QB1 to QB3 was like a purposeful tanking job. So I don't think a lot of people outside did. I did because, like I said, I love showing this on camera. There it is right there. Tommy DeVito. That is a Tommy DeVito, a signed Tommy DeVito ball. It sits here on my football desk. It's a long story short, but I used to do this awesome charity function where I raised money for the Wounded Warrior Project, and I had a lot of connections in the sports world doing radio and Jets and all this stuff. And I had people send me autograph stuff so we could sell, and then 100% of the proceeds went to the Wounded Warrior Project. So I had a special connection to Tommy. We're here in town, and he was at that time like the hottest thing in town. He was supposed to be the savior and everything else. So I have a buddy who was on the Syracuse football team. He got Tommy to sign this ball. Tommy gave it to me, and I put it up for charity auction. I get a call from Syracuse saying, "Hey, man, what the hell?" They're like, "Dude, you can make Tommy ineligible to play because NIL didn't exist back then." And they said, like, you can jeopardize his college career. Take that down. And I'm like, it's all for charity. They're like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, what the? So then I had to take it down. Thankfully, Syracuse did really nice. They sent me an autograph ball from another person on the team. But they basically said, just like, keep the ball forever, basically. So I said, great. So I have this autographed Tommy DeVito ball, and this random story to bring up to people was a conversation piece. So different strokes, I guess. Most ham is garbage, Phil says. Okay, there we go. All right. Hey, more people on the ham train. Beautiful. Frank, Jets win 3 of the last 6 and have a pick outside the top 10. Where are the 3, man? I just don't see it. I don't see it. I'd love to enjoy the Jets wins in the moment, but I don't know, man. Jared B. Phil, I have ham from there every year. You're supposed to serve it straight from the refrigerator. Oh, cold ham? Oh, disgusting. Ugh, ham is disgusting in general, but cold? Cold turkey, cough, cough, cold ham? Come on, man. Cindy, what the hell? I'm rooting for the Bills for the Super Bowl because we're out of it? Cindy, what the fly? No, hell no. Excuse my Guatemalan. Fuck Buffalo. Fuck Bills Mafia. Fuck Bills fans. Hell no. I'm not rooting for the Buffalo Bills. Fuck you, Bills. I hope you never win a Super Bowl, you bastards. Hell no. Absolutely not. They're in our division. Fuck the Patriots. Fuck the Dolphins. Fuck the Bills. There's no, oh, do it for the AFC East. Fuck that. Hell no. Cindy, you can do what you want. But fuck that. Come on, man. Fuck that. Hell no. Absolutely not. And Bills fans, like I said, there was a time where Buffalo Bills fans were hobos on the street begging for change. Their playoff drought, right? Our playoff drought's about to be 14 seasons. That's a long friggin' time. Bills fans in the mid 2000s, I'm sure all of us will remember, had a 17-year playoff drought. 17 years of no playoffs. And then it was this big thing. They finally make it, and now they're on top. But when they were just these poor hobos, they were like, please, we just want to go to the playoffs. And then they finally went, I'm like, there you go. You know, the little engine that could. You finally got there. And now these Bills fans are a bunch of arrogant pricks going, AFC East champ, just not the, like, you haven't even fucking won a Super Bowl. So shut the heck up. But yes, and you can root for who you want, but you won't see me rocking Bills Mafia or diving through tables. That's for damn sure. Yo Home says, Paul, the word is frugal. Frugal. I see. I apologize. Frugal. Yes. That could be it. Again, I prefer selective. Frank says, the fact that we're talking about all this food just shows how shitty the Jet season has been. Well, that's that makes sense. Terrence says, I don't eat meat. Oh, okay. I am a carnivore. Burgers, all kinds of stuff. That's great. Joe Mike, Brian Dable playing for his coaching life. If things work out, he's our next offensive coordinator. Okay. Brian Dable, that could be a nice little OC hire. Sure. I wouldn't mind that. Phil says, I might have to send you ham. Good stuff, not the garbage. Okay. All right, there you go. F the Celtics and Red Sox too? Sure. You guys can F whoever you want. Sure. Paul is going to get a ton of ham sent to him throughout the holidays. Oh, God. I hope not. Absolutely not. And all the people that do the New York, New Jersey thing, like Bills fans, is that seriously the hill you want to die on? I know, William, you're not a Bills fan, but like people all the time, you know what I mean? Like, because like Adam Schefter did a tweet, football's pretty tough in New York this week. Joe Douglas gets fired and Daniel Jones gets cut. And I saw Bills fans going, that's New Jersey. New Jersey. Jeez. Okay, Bills fans. Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's point that out. Good Lord. Come on. Jared B says, I'll send Paul Oscar Mayer ham Lunchables. No, thanks. Absolutely not. Wrong Verb says, what is nasty? What is disgusting about ham? It just tastes like shit. I don't know. It just sucks. I don't know. It tastes disgusting. The pineapple crap is disgusting. Without the pineapple, it's disgusting. It's just a disgusting meat. It's just gross. I don't know. I ate it when I was a kid. I thought it was disgusting, and here we are. So, yeah. Absolutely bizarre. I love hot sauce, for those asking. Lamone 24. Paul, I can't trash talk anymore. I honestly didn't know the A-Rod experiment would go this wrong. Yeah, Lamone 24 has been in my mentions the entire Aaron Rodgers journey of all my loud discussing of the Aaron Rodgers thing. But yeah, I'm going to be there. Well, the Jets constantly surprise us with doing something we didn't anticipate, but yeah, not in my wildest nightmares did I ever see it going this way for Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. The fact that there were reports this past weekend that the Jets are either going to bench Aaron Rodgers straight up, cut him in the middle of the season, or place him on this mysterious IR for these random illnesses and ailments that we're unaware of. I mean, this is the season from hell for the Jets. I mean, oh, good Lord. Can you imagine, right? So we've been talking about the tankathon stuff. Can you imagine that the Jets actually have a legitimate path to the number one pick, being the biggest loser of the 2024 NFL season? If the Jets get the number one pick, it's already the biggest disappointment in Jets franchise history when you talk about expectations before the season, what actually happened. But can you imagine that it was so bad that the Jets get the number one pick? Now, for fans, that might be the best result of this shitty season. The worst place you could be is purgatory, in the middle, 7-10. 8-9. That's the worst place you could be. It sucks. You're not good enough to make the playoffs and win championships. You're not good enough or bad enough to be at the top of the draft. You're right in the middle. You're right in Darren Lee territory, right? Get the 20th overall pick. Get friggin' Darren Lee. That sucks, right? That sucks. So purgatory is the worst. You want to be an extreme. You either want to be winning championships or getting number one picks in a perfect world. The middle is the worst place to be. I did not have this on the bingo card, but the fact that the Jets could possibly, it's possible, it is completely within the realm of possibilities that this Jets team could end up with the number one pick. Absolutely friggin' bonkers. Unbelievable. But here we are. Unbelievable. Just sad. Really. Hennessy Heisman says, I want Cliff Kingsbury, former quarterback that's been there before, offensive minded, good with young quarterbacks. Yeah, the Cardinals' run was terrible, but it was terrible how it ended. But, what he's doing with Jaden Daniels is intriguing. I'm curious if he has the chops to be head coach. Wrong verb, but I love bacon. Oh, I absolutely love bacon. I'm a crispy guy, texture is very important. Like I go to this diner every Sunday and I get a breakfast burger. So I get a burger, bacon, egg over easy. So like the yolk runs on the burger. And then I get some deep fried home fries, extra crispy, real crunch. That's what I look for. And then when you bite into the egg bite into the burger, the egg kind of pours nicely on the plate. Crunchy texture, dip the little home fries in, get some of that action going on. I love bacon, the crispiness of bacon. It's very rich. It's a great taste. I could eat bacon till I'm dead. It's for sure. Yeah, F the Bills. Absolutely. I stand by that take. Cindy says, I just can't do another KC Super Bowl. I think there's an alternative option, Cindy. It doesn't have to be Chiefs or Bills. It could be anyone else. I don't know. Like the Packers would probably suck too, because then we're going to get pelvic thrust in the Jet fans' face for the Jordan Love thing. So that would probably be bad too. Lions. There you go. You want to root for someone? How about the Lions? Those try-hard losers that have never won a Super Bowl. How about the Detroit Lions? Come on. Those fans. Sure. Yeah. Let's get, Allen's a big Lions fan. Let's do it for him. Danny in real life says it would be classic Jets get the number one pick the year before Arch Manning comes out. And Danny, I would say this. just because you get the number one pick this year doesn't mean you can't get it the following year. Think about Trevor Lawrence. If they get the number one pick, they've had it like 3 of the last 5 years or 4 of the last 5 years. What an unbelievable number one picks they've had. So unbelievable. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. Who had Ham Sucks and a Darren Lee reference on the show? There you go, huh? Yo Holmes likes the diner order. I get the same thing every week. Just a random other food take, and we'll open up the phone lines maybe for a few minutes. But like, there are a lot of people. Like, I enjoy cooking shows, so I watch Next Level Chef, Master Chef, really anything Gordon Ramsay does. I enjoy the Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares. I guess he could really make up any show, and I'll watch it. I guess so. I really enjoy watching food shows, and I used to watch it with my mom. Iron Chef, that was a great show. There's a lot of people that try new foods all the time. Ooh, great, this, that. I don't get it. Because here's the thing. You go to a restaurant and you try some new meal and it sucks. Then what? You're left hungry because the food sucked, and then nothing. Me, I know exactly what I want. I go to the restaurant, I get the same thing every week. It tastes great. I don't need to leave it. I'm committed. My fiance, she's great. I don't need to try anyone else. She's fine. She's dandy. I'll take her. The diner food, burger, bacon, eggs, some potatoes, tastes great. I get the same meal every week. The waitresses know me so well that they come in, they go, they just kind of repeat the order just to make sure it's right. I don't have to say a word. They just come in. Boop, 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 boop. Is that right, Mr. Rushton? Yes, ma'am. And then boom, they already put the order in. I drink the same drink. They bring the drink right over. They already know what I want. Drink, food, all the same. Boom, boom. The quality of service dramatically has improved. It was great before, but come on now. Oh boy, now we're getting all kinds of things. Johnny Boy, what is everyone's top 3 Christmas movies to watch during the holidays? Let's say Friday After Next, Home Alone 2, and Nothing Like the Holidays. Christmas Vacation, number 1 Christmas movie of all time. Come on. Clark Griswold, Cousin Eddie, number 1. Unquestioned, number 1 on the list. If you don't have a number 1, you're just doing it wrong. That is the number 1 movie. Another one, Scrooged, Bill Murray. Not enough people talk about that movie. That movie is terrific. I watch that movie every year. Christmas Vacation. So Christmas Vacation, boop, and Scrooge with Bill Murray. I love that movie. Have you tried Staples? So many quotable lines. 100%. Christmas Vacation, boom. And like I said, Scrooged, Bill Murray. Check it out, baby. Unbelievable. Cindy, who's coming out of the AFC? I'm hoping Baltimore. That'd be great. I like Lamar Jackson. I'll be rooting for Baltimore. Yeah, Christmas family vacation. That's got to be on the list. Come on, man. That's got to be Christmas Story. Sure. Board Fat 34. I guess I watched it when I was a kid. It's not my current rotation, but I've seen it. Elf. That's a fine one. Fast Food Reviews. I like Elf. That's a good one. Die Hard. I love that. That's on there. Sure. Scrooge is good. There we go. Some Scrooge love. 4 Christmases. That's a funny one with Vince Vaughn. I like that movie. 4 Christmases is a lot of fun. I enjoyed that as well. All right, here we'll open up the phone lines here for a few minutes before I head over to the radio show. Let me do this before we sign off. So hang on tight. Let's do a quick Hep song. Let's get us all in the mood, baby, for holiday week. And we'll be right back in just a second.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking just football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets.
Hep, one of the best of all time, baby. We love to friggin' see it. So keep all your questions and comments going. Again, we have 500 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, baby, and keep the train rolling. Again, also feel free to join the Boy Green Coffee Club. We're 65 members away from our number one Austrian Jet fan from getting his emoji. Jared B says, Paul, you only eat bacon and burgers. Well, that's true. So I might die sooner than anybody, but boy, am I going to enjoy this life. I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. Hey, man, come on. Clark, shitter's full. 100% Christmas Vacation. How is that not on the list? For goodness sake. The Grinch with the Jim Carrey. That's another good one. Sure, put that on the list. I like it. There you go. Mix it up. Oh, let's go back to the phone lines for Johnny Boy and his incomplete Christmas list.
Look, I love the Griswold movie, bro. My favorite scene is that when everybody's lined up. And he's like, "Oh, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Go fuck yourself." Yeah, that shit
Kiss my
fun.
ass. Kiss his ass. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. And but I mean, dude, I'm on the board where I don't want a quarterback this upcoming draft.
Okay.
Like,
is it because no one's in there, or why? Because of Jordan Travis, or what?
I just want to build the trenches, man. Like, I want to continue to keep building the trenches. Like, I feel like that would be it. I want to see what we have with Jordan Travis. I like Hennessy's take on Kingsbury and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Just because it is true in what he said. He's been here before and he can develop a quarterback. You know what I mean? So I think we have him. GMs, I don't even know, bro. Like Agnew's out there. I would love Dorsey if that's a possibility to be able to get that. Mm-hmm. But and then head coaching, I'm on the Flores train, bro. Like I want a guy that's from New York.
Banging that Flores train.
Oh, all day, every day, baby. Just because he has that assholeness that you need to have to
He's
be
a New York guy. Yeah,
that's what I mean. To be over there and stuff like that, you can tell people to F themselves and everything. So it'll be intriguing to see what they're going to be doing, man. But bro, honestly. Watch, we're about to go on a run, man. Everybody that's a Jets fan knows it's coming, right? We're underdogs going against Seattle. That's this upcoming Sunday and whatnot. And watch. They beat freaking Arizona, and then we end up beating them. And they're like, look, but we beat the team that beat Arizona after Arizona beat us. Bro, it's just that constant circle of Jets life, bro, that just kind of happens. And the last thing, BG, got on the other guys, and you got to head out. The whole ham situation and turkey stuff and everything, bro.
Okay, so lay it on me.
So we cook it with pineapple, right? We have it cooking the ham, with pineapple and stuff like that. But we also season it and things like that. So it's a little bit more different. I'm Hispanic and whatnot. So
of course,
our style is like way, way different and whatnot. So, and we fry a turkey.
Okay.
Jared B loves to wet his turkey.
What does that mean?
I don't know. He likes it moist, I guess, very wet, but
Okay. Hey, different strokes, different folks. By the way, what's the biggest difference between fried turkey and normal turkey?
It's super crispy on the outside, right? And it stays really juicy in the inside. So it's not super dry as well. Like we brine it 2 days before it. Then we really season it, right? So it could go ahead and be tasteful once it comes, and then we drop it in. And bro, it takes like 45 minutes to make, depending on the size of the turkey. Yeah, so it's super quick. The smoking of a turkey is what we started doing too now as well, and that takes a lot longer. But you get those really good smoke rings around it and whatnot in the inside. So, but yeah, hey, I appreciate you, bro. Keep doing your stuff. I'm on a no quarterback train, no QB, baby. Let's keep what we got and build the trenches.
I love that. Peace. Beautiful. Johnny, appreciate that. And by the way, Yo Holmes jumps in to say, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Happy Hanukkah. And then you get the look. Yeah. Come on, man. Christmas Vacation. That movie's awesome. There are certain movies, I don't know how it is for everybody. There are certain movies that are kind of on the Christmas watch list, and I have to watch them every year, and in no particular order. But normally I save Christmas Vacation for like Christmas Eve normally. So we got Christmas Vacation. Like I said, we got Scrooge with Bill Murray. I love that movie, but not enough. I'm seeing that there's some Scrooge love in here in the comment section, but like in my life, the radio show will bring up holiday movies and stuff. Like no one talks about Scrooge with Bill Murray. And apparently it's my personal vendetta in life to like let everybody know, hey, check out Scrooged if you haven't already. You know, scrape them off, Claire. There's just so many great lines. So many great lines. It's terrific. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. It is the return of Terrence here on the program. Terrence, I've seen you on the side of milk cartons. We've been looking for you. There have been people that have been calling me about your well-being. I've been unaware of your status. It's great to see you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, all my Jet fans. Yes, I was in the hole, man. I was in the darkest retreat.
Oh, okay.
I was in the hole.
How was that?
This is what really happened, though.
Oh, okay.
The New England game when we lost.
Oh, God.
That put me under, right?
Sure.
So I had to go and look for these photos.
Hmm.
And these photos is going to explain why I was away for so long. So 2007, anybody was watching it? Were you watching the Jets in 07? Were you?
I was, unfortunately, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that was the year that Randy Moss went to the Patriots.
Yeah. Yes.
And then that week 1, they played us.
They did.
And that was that play where they threw the bomb and he caught it in front of the 2 Jet defenders and all of that.
Revis pulled for his hammy. Oh. Yeah.
So that day, right, my friend met this girl, and it was like a first get-together, all of us. Okay. And eventually, that couple got married. So, it was the big thing. But this was like the first time she hung out with us. We were at an ale house. That's great.
That's a big move.
We was at an ale house. Moment.
Yeah.
And this is the photo right there. Look at me,
young. Look at
got
that.
My Mets hat, right? So this was a play that, either one team was going to, make it, one team wasn't. So that's my boy Sly. As he's a Patriots fan, he's got the balloon there.
I'm sorry to hear
that. He's got a Syracuse shirt on because the girl went to Syracuse. She was a McNabb fan, so she became an Eagles fan because of McNabb.
Oh,
these are family. This is family. My Orlando family here.
I love.
So this is after.
Yeah.
So you know who won.
Yeah, look at that. The Chad Pennington jersey on. That's very nice.
Yes, yes. My superhero outfit. Yes.
Yeah.
So while I'm watching the game, the Dolphins is playing. I thought the Dolphins were playing the Bills. They were playing Washington. But all of a sudden, inside the ale house, I'm hearing Jets sucks. So I'm like,
the
what?
Heck? Yeah.
So I'm hearing it again. Jets sucks. So this is 07, man. I still got the Bronx in me, bro. So I'm in the ale house, and I'm like, what? Yo, I'm loud now. I'm like, what? Yo, F y'all in the ale house.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all. Suck my big. Yo, I went off in an ale house in Orlando, right?
Yeah.
So the manager comes over. He's asking my friend, yo, is everything okay? So he was like, yeah. So about 4 or 5 minutes after that, I just said goodbye and I went home. I probably cried my eyes out, pissed off, mad. And come to find out, the Dolphins actually lost that game in overtime.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love that.
I didn't know that because I left.
Sure, right.
So when we lost this year to the Patriots, I felt that way. I did not want to come on the internet and be away where, because in the ale house, only the people in the ale house saw that.
Yeah.
On the internet, the whole world will see it.
Yeah, that's true. Right. Yeah.
So I had to calm down, had to relax, but I'm back, guys. I appreciate you guys. Hey, I didn't say congrats to you and your family on the new baby and all that.
Oh, thank you.
Congrats and everything.
Yes, thank you.
And once again, I'm back. I'm back now. I'm feeling better. I'm coping with what's happened. Oh my God. And I'm with you guys, man. This is the worst season that I've ever witnessed.
Terrible.
Ever. But this was probably the worst before this.
Yeah. And now we have a new one. Hopefully people took pictures of that one, I guess, so we can remember that in 10 years. But
So keep going. I'm still positive. I'm not good with the college talk. Yeah. I'm not good with the coaching. I'm just a motivator. I'm a fan. I play the role as fan. I motivate. So when there's something to motivate, you'll see me. Okay, guys? Appreciate it. Love all you. Thank you for the time. And have a good day, guys.
There he is. Terrence is back, baby. It's good to see him, and I loved hearing that story. I've never heard Terrence go, suck your what? Whoa. Terrence getting a little spicy. Yeah, Nate's like, Mr. Positivity told everyone to suck his what? But no, I mean, that Patriot loss killed me because I think we all, let's pull up because, I'm a glutton for punishment. All right, so let's pull up the schedule just so I can remember the timeline here, right? That's the middle of all the losing. So we lose to Buffalo. That's Jeff Ulbricht's first game, and we lose it like if we were right there. And if we win that, we're in first place in the AFC. Is crazy. We lose to Pittsburgh, and you're like, oh man, we were right there. We have this great lead, and you're like, well, at least we'll beat New England and we'll get back on track because we're 2-5. We beat the Patriots. We're 3-5. We could breathe. Then the Jets lose to the Patriots, drop to 2-6. You're like, oh no. And then of course they beat Houston on a short week, which makes no sense. But yeah, that Patriot loss is what killed me because the Patriots. Come on, man. As Hep says, calm your freaking down. Yeah, unbelievable. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got a boy Easy here on the show. What's up, Easy?
Hey.
What a show.
Yep. The show of shows, man. The show of shows.
That's one way to describe it, yes.
Show of hands. Who thinks we're stupid for being Jet fans? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It's been that kind of season. A lot of people have questioned their fandom, I'm sure.
It is. Hey, best Thanksgiving meal I ever had. Purdue oven stuffer roaster. That was good.
Whoa. Oh,
that was a good one. That was a big bird, man.
Wow.
I mean, for a chicken.
Yeah.
Those ovens. Have you ever had an oven stuffer roaster?
I do not believe so. No.
It's almost like eating turkey. Only turkey can be kind of bland and dry.
Mm-hmm.
But the best way to cook a turkey is what the other guy said before, Johnny Boy. If you soak it in brine for 2 days to get it to get it all juicified, and then you drop it in that hot oil. It crisps up the outside. It completely seals it. It is moist and steamy meat. Oh, that is the best turkey you will ever eat, man. Fried turkey is better than roasted.
Really? Okay.
By far. I mean, by far. The only thing is, it's a little expensive because the oil. I mean, you get a big ass jug of oil is almost like $40. But
oh damn. Okay. Well, if the food's good, I guess. It seems like a special occasion.
I mean. Yeah, it's Thanksgiving, so you do what you do, that kind of thing.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, I'm not really into football today. I'm just more into the holiday spirit right now.
I like that. That's okay. Sure.
And I know you can't travel because you got the two little ones, and Mama's still wounded.
Yeah.
So,
correct.
but what's stopping Mom and Pop from driving up to you?
Hey, you know what? You should send that missive out as you just did.
No, you just tell Dad that Easy called him out saying he should get in his car and make the drive up, and this way Mama could help you guys in the house because your fiance's she's wounded.
That's true. Hey, the door is open if they want to visit. Hey, the door's open. I like that, Easy. Very nice.
You're gonna lose me on the video, but we'll keep talking if you want, unless you just want to go to somebody else. I just gotta close the back tailgate of the truck.
Go ahead, do what you're doing. Yeah, we'll we only got a few minutes left in the show anyway, but
yeah, take someone else then, man. But seriously, that oven stuffer roaster was good, and if you ever get a chance to fry a turkey, you will not go wrong. You will not go wrong.
Love it, Easy. Thanks for the call, brother. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you guys a funny, kind of interesting Easy story. It's sort of connected to Easy. Well, I've done this. So you guys see me right now on the show, or for those who listen, you don't have to see me, which is probably for the best. But you only see my face. And because of my setup, because I like having over my left shoulder, there is the Rex Ryan book, but there's also my grandfather, God rest his soul, my father, in the shot. So I always like having that in there. But if I didn't have that picture in there, you guys would see, I guess, a little bit more of my shirt and body. But anyway, the point is that you wouldn't see my pants, okay? So the other day, my fiance is up because she was feeding the baby, and I'm getting ready to come do the show, and I'm putting on jeans, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm putting on pants." What do you mean? What am I doing? And she goes like, "No one can see below your waist. Why are you wearing pants?" I'm like, "I'm not going to be easy free balling it over here. What do you mean?" I'm like, I got to wear pants. And plus, here's the thing. As soon as the show's over, I like run out of the house because I got to go to the radio show. Like you guys, I push this like so close where like basically I leave here, I jump in the car, I drive. It's like an hour drive to Syracuse, and then I'm doing my radio show. So there's like little time for thinking or breathing. It's like this show, then like leave, and I'm out. So I don't ever want to leave, jump in the car without my pants on, and then I forget. And then all of a sudden I get to the radio show, I'm like, oh, geez, I don't have any pants on. So God knows what could happen. But I did say that to my fiance. I was like, I'm not going to be freeballing it like easy. That's true. That did happen. A few people have been asking about the ferrets. Paul wear pants. It's part of the deal. I will, Yo Holmes. A few people have been asked about the ferrets. I no longer have ferrets. I sold them / gave them to a better home. The ferret noises were weird, and also I have children. So, there's just, Easy said it. My fiance is wounded from the surgery, Jerby says I ate them. I'm too much of a picky eater. I did not eat them. They're expensive creatures too, but yeah, I had to kind of like sell them, move on, give them to there's like a ferret home sort of thing where they whatever the word is, ferrets rehome them, I guess. I don't know what it is. But the place I dropped them off at has like 30 ferrets. So they were like, what the? And so they're living their best life. To be honest, where this wall is right here, my studio all shifted. The ferrets used to be right here, and now they're all gone because they are not here anymore. So yeah, ferret lives matter. There you go. Salute. So yeah, no more ferret noises, no more strange things. And also, the ferrets are just piss. And then people would think I'm like pissing my pants or something because they'd just be hearing weird noises. Did Paul just piss himself? What's happening? So I had to keep muting the mic when I heard them doing weird stuff. But anywho, it's a whole shish kebab. What a show, people. And shout out to the 500 people that are in the room. The freeway, all of you guys, if you enjoy the show, is like the video, hit subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, take the extra second to jump on over to youtube.com/boygreen25 to subscribe to the channel. That helps the show grow. So, guys, if you could do that, I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to go the extra step beyond that, you say, oh, Paul, hold my beer. Join the Boy Green Coffee Club. That's always available in the YouTube description down below. Join the Boy Green Coffee Club here. It's only $2.99 a month, baby. We appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily. Enjoy the Hardball Bowl tonight. That should be a lot of fun on Monday Night Football, Jim and John. And we'll see you guys then. Food, Jets, and everything in between. Take care, everybody.